Hey, welcome back to Vintage on Vintage. I'm Steve, and today I'm doing a pickup video. It's been a while since I've actually done one. I think it's coming up on 6 weeks since I've shared some cards I've been picking up. First of all, it's been a little quiet, like a lot of people. I'm in more of a savings mode than a spending mode. But also, my purchases are kind of breaking into three different categories. Number one, at card shows or at the LCS, I'm taking some time going through some dollar boxes and trying to find some bargains with the intent to potentially resell those. And I've probably picked up, I don't know, 25, 30 cards over the last 5 or 6 weeks. But those aren't the ones I'm going to share. Those are just kind of a little side project I'm doing. And then I think, as you probably know by now, my birthday and Christmas are 2 days apart. And at this time of year, I usually help my wife with some presents for me. So I have picked up some cards that I will be getting for presents around Christmas or my birthday. But those are presents, and I can't share those until they're actually mine. And then finally, the third group of cards. These are cards, that I wanted to add to the collection. I've picked up to add to the collection. Those are the ones I'm going to share today. I think there might be about 10 cards total. So what do you say we flip the camera and take a look? So the first two cards I've shared in some other videos, but I wanted to take a chance to take an opportunity to share them again. The first card is this beautiful 1965 Topps NL ERA leaders. And this was a card I bought for the Koufax episode of Bargain Hunters that I do with John. John P. collects cards. It was John, myself, and Topher, the Cincinnati Kid, on that episode, and we had a blast talking cards and sharing Koufax cards. Turns out that Topher chose the same card that I did, so great minds think alike. But this is a card, I love leader cards, and this card, the coloring on this card with the Dodger, the blue, and the Dodger hats, it's just amazing. And, in addition to getting Koufax, you get Drysdale. So as a Dodger fan, that makes me very happy. So that was the card that I utilized in the last Bargain Hunters episode. For a VR I did for Mark's Dodgers card, I shared this beautiful 1972 Johnny Unitas. I love the 72 football set, and I'm a big Unitas fan. Mark wanted us to share cards that we had picked up for $25 or less. And I got this card at a card show for $20. And there was a young man at the table, probably 16, had about 50 or 60 cards. He was just selling some cards, and I saw this one, and we came to a deal, $20 for Johnny Unitas. So I was really happy to pick that one up. The next three cards were all eBay purchases, and they are all cards that I already own, which anybody who's watched my channel, it's probably not a big surprise. I do have an issue sometimes with buying multiples of the same card. But not only do I own these cards, I've already had them slabbed, but I still, for two of them, I was looking to upgrade, and for the first one, it was I couldn't resist. So the first card is this 1970 Tony Perez. And, I absolutely love this card. I think it's probably top 5 or 10 cards for that decade. I just, something about this card I'm drawn to, the color scheme, the uniform, the warm-up jacket. This is just a really cool card. I do own it already, slabbed in this 4.5. I believe this one is a little nicer version, so I'm really not sure what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to grade this or not. But I couldn't resist this card. I want to say it was $8, so I picked up this Tony Perez, 1970. Sticking with the 70s, the next card, 1970s, I picked up 1970 set. I picked up this Roberto Clemente, and this is a card I'm struggling with in my collection. It's a card I definitely want in the collection. It's a hard card to find in decent shape at a decent price. The higher end ones are really pricey. And quite honestly, I just haven't wanted to spend up for it. I do have this card already in a 3.5. But I saw this one, so I I bought it, and I'm not sure it's a whole lot better. I think it's a little better, but I'll probably get it graded. At the end of the day, one of them I'll sell. The good news is, it's Clemente, right? So Clemente sells pretty easily, so that shouldn't be an issue. And then the last card is this beautiful 1959 Jim Brown that I picked up. Got this at a good price on eBay. I do own this. I picked this one up a while ago, this Jim Brown in a 1. When I first got this graded, I was a little disappointed, but when you look at it a little more carefully, it's got a scratch here, and I think it's got a wrinkle there, and the corners are pretty soft. And then I saw this version, which I do believe is a nicer version. I think, when this one gets graded, it will grade maybe a 2 to a 3, 2.5. And then, I'll just, I will sell the other Jim Brown. And then this last weekend, I needed some supplies. So I went to my LCS, and, I can't go in there without finding some cards. This LCS always has decent cards. They are priced at the higher end, so they do price them. They're a bit expensive. So, and I was trying to stay, not spend a lot of money, but I did find some nice pickups. I found this 1990 Frank Thomas Leaf. It's a rookie card. I'm a big Frank Thomas fan. When I first moved to Chicago in 1999, Frank was in the middle of his prime, right? He was just crush. He would just crush the ball. Big Frank Thomas fan. I have all his other base cards. I did not have this card. Ultimately, I wanted to get them all graded. They're not the most valuable of cards, but I think it would just be cool to have, all 4 or 5 of his base rookie cards slabbed. I think this one was $15. And then while I was looking through, there was a stack of Frank Thomas cards, and I saw this card, which I thought was really cool. This is Frank Thomas in a Barons uniform. It's a #1 pick. It's a 1990 best cards, which I believe they were the ones that did a lot of the rookie cards. Excuse me. This card, though, I just thought was really cool. I'm attracted to cards with black borders, and once again, I'm a big Frank Thomas fan, so I grabbed this one. I want to say it was $3 to $4 for this card. I wasn't going to pass that up for that price, so I grabbed that. And then I found a couple 1975s. I bought that set, but my intention was to sell most of it, just keep 3 or 4 cards. But I found a couple cards that I wanted to add to my personal collection. One is this beautiful second year Dave Winfield card. This one's in pretty good shape. Centering's a little off left to right. But overall, it's a pretty sweet card. I picked this one up for $15. And then the next card, they only wanted $10 for this beauty, and it was this Willie Stargell card. And I'm a big Stargell fan. His cards are such bargains. This one's really well centered. It's got a great picture to it. The other cool thing about this, I think when we did our Bargain Hunters episode with Stargell, I shared that I have the mini of this, and so the idea is, potentially getting them both slabbed, and I'll have the regular and the mini. So I was really stoked to grab this Willie Stargell. And then on my way home, I stopped. There's another LCS about halfway between my house and the LCS I frequent the most. And, over the years, it's been pretty much hit and miss. The hours are off. The inventory's iffy. But I decided I was going to swing in, and I found out it's been under new ownership for about the last 8 or 9 months. So I found a couple cards there. I'm really excited because it looks like he's got some nice bargain bins to look through. And I did find a couple cards I wanted to grab right then and there. The first one is this 1970 Joe Morgan card. And, this is probably my favorite Joe Morgan Houston Astro card, when he played for the Astros. And it's really because of this uniform. This uniform is so cool. I just think it's really cool. So I picked up this Joe Morgan. And then the last card that I picked up there, and the last card of this video, is this beautiful 1968 Willie McCovey. I mean, you guys know I'm a big McCovey fan. The picture on this is crisp. It's a little off left to right, but not bad, and I can definitely live with that. Just a beautiful card. So I'm excited because now I'm going to have another LCS to go look at that's relatively close to my house. So anyway, those are the pickups that I've made in the last say 6 weeks. As always, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this and let me share my cards with you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until we talk again, stay safe, keep collecting. We'll talk to you soon.